A quick thank you to our sponsor down in Des Moines, Brad Van Meter. Of course, everybody's thinking about staying safe this winter, and what better way than to make sure you have the best auto coverage available. And you can get that by calling Brad and his team down at State Farm at 515-256-6480. I've been told over the last couple of months, auto rates have went down for a number of customers. So give Brad Van Meter a call. Tell him that From the Hawkeye of the Storm sent you. Give him a call at 515-256-6480. You can also visit him online and get a quote, bradvanmeter.com. His office is down on Fleur Drive in Des Moines. We're welcoming everybody to a special edition of Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. We welcome Kachine.
Hello.
Hey, happy wintry Sunday to you. I know it's not wintry Sunday in Charlotte, but it is for everybody here in the state of Iowa. So welcome.
It's cold enough.
Is it cold enough? What's the temperature in Charlotte?
I don't know right now, but it was like 30 something yesterday, so it's cold enough.
I have to say I don't feel bad for you, nor will I.
Of course not. Not what y'all got going on. No, thank you.
So yeah, we got about a foot. We got about a foot of snow basically across the entire middle section of the state. So yeah, hey, good weekend for sports to stay in, watch some rivalry football games yesterday, and I know we've got post-duel stuff coming up on the channel as well for Cyhawk, Iowa State Wrestling, but we're talking Iowa Fairfield women's basketball, and you and I had talked about this matchup earlier in the week, Kachine. You had warned some Hawkeye fans that, you know, I think naturally might have the tendency to write off a team like Fairfield, especially coming on the road playing a top 15 Iowa team. But boy, the Stags came out swinging early and hit Iowa with a number of triples and got off to an early lead. Iowa eventually recovering and really holding down Fairfield defensively. So we'll get to the ins and outs of this game, but I would guess, based on what you said earlier in the week and a little bit of conversation you and I had during the game, you were not surprised at all by the battle that the Hawkeyes endured.
Nope, not at all. I think Fairfield came out exactly how I expected them to. I felt like the only way that this game was not going to be close is if Fairfield had an off shooting night, which they haven't seemed to have done that yet. But yeah, I mean, they hit a program record number 3s today. So yeah.
If you'd been told heading into the game that they'd hit a program record number of 3s, you probably would have guessed Iowa would have lost. Is that fair to say?
I wouldn't say that, but I know I'd have been like, well, that's a high probability. Let's say that.
Yeah. So, first of all, our RTI Threads player of the game, we could have gone a couple of different directions on this, but it's hard to turn down 18 and 16. Ava Hayden, strong performance from her. And this is a group that was in foul trouble early. She's been at the forefront of foul trouble this season. So for her to be able to hang in there and avoid catastrophic foul trouble was huge. Iowa able to kind of take advantage of the Stags at times inside. 18 and 16, also 6 of 8 from the foul line is consequential because I've talked about, she's not a great jump shooter. She doesn't have the greatest free throw motion. But if you can knock in 75%, Cash, your coaching staff's going to be pretty happy. And again, he gets 16 points or 16 rebounds along with the 4 assists. Talk about what you saw to Ava today.
Yeah, Ava's kind of our steady Eddie at this point. Like, she's always somebody that you can count on in regards to that. 18 and 16 is a big double-double. We're not just talking, 18 and 10. Like, 18 and 16 she's close to getting the 2020 game. Won't be surprised if she gets that at some point. But the 4 assists, I think, is also attributed to her game as well, because I think we needed that. And then she also didn't turn the ball over too much in regards to that as well. And she easily could have had high 20s. She missed quite a few little bunnies there today. So I think for her, again, 18 and 16, I'll take that any day of the week.
We're going to talk about the positives and the negatives, because there were some things. There's going to be plenty of things to talk about of ways for Iowa to improve off this performance. Certainly the coaching staff going to find a number of things on tape that they want to clean up. One of those is what you just said, too many missed bunnies inside. And that just drives you nuts. At least it drives me nuts. I would assume it drives the coaching staff nuts. And I know you weren't a post player, Kachine, so you don't maybe know exactly how Jan teaches the posts. And now I know a lot of it's running through Randy Henderson, but missed shots, missed attempts at the rim really hurt Iowa early. And I don't know if that's something we've talked about in past years as well. So I don't know if is that something that you have noticed has gotten better each season as the year progresses, or is it just something that personnel wise Iowa struggles with? To me, it doesn't seem like, this is going to sound harsh. To me, it doesn't sound like or feel like Hannah Stuelke has really improved her touch around the rim during her 4 years. That'd be my one major criticism of her in the post. To me, she's developed a couple other moves that she can go to this season, which is great. We didn't really see her stretch the floor. She didn't need to tonight, but I wish she had a little bit better touch around the rim.
No, she doesn't. I think that's something we've always said. She doesn't have a ton of touch around the rim. And if I'm going to be honest, sometimes that's hard to teach, honestly speaking. It's just how the ball comes off of your hands at times. I will say we've had troubles in the past, but I will say this game in particular, speaking for Ava, right, because she has good touch around the rim. We know that. She doesn't miss a lot of bunnies in general. But I do think she was a little rushed today because of the double. She was trying to make a move fairly quickly to not have the double come. And I think that was causing the miss layup in that aspect. So that's something that the coaches can go back and now work on in regards to having her try to beat the double and finishing with that kind of speed. And so I do think that was probably majority of her Miss Bunny problems, Ava, in regards. But Hannah, that's kind of been her thing. There's some games where she's making them, and then there's some games she's not. That just is what it is.
So I want to just one more piggyback off of the Hannah thing, and I want to talk about Kylie a little bit. Our phone line is open. Sometimes I just enjoy this back and forth more than I do talking to some of our great callers, and I enjoy both. But sometimes this is, I think, even more valuable, especially in a game that some people didn't have pegged on the calendar, but it's going to be a great tape watch exercise for the staff. But as it relates to Hannah, we brought this up early on. They played Ashland and won, and they played whoever they played early on. I know, obviously, Drake and you and I weren't as difficult as they normally are. And I remember you and I talked post-game, Kachine, and we were like, it looks like Hannah's developed. She's shown that little turnaround that she can hit. She seems a little bit more comfortable turning both directions as opposed to just kind of trying to use her physicality to go through a defender. But today, now some of this may have been just the nature of this game, so I want to throw this to you, but today it felt like she kind of defaulted back to her, I don't want to say her signature move, because to me, she got away with it. She's going to get away with it against a lot of fours, I guess. And so maybe that's okay now that she's going to be playing the four. But we talked about her getting her shot blocked a lot in the last game, and they worked through it. But Iowa got, dealt with a lot of that down in Orlando. Is it a natural tendency for a player that maybe develops a different facet or a different couple of moves late in their college career, when the tough gets going and there's more pressure, to kind of revert back to what their norm is, what their default is, what they're most comfortable with? Is that a fear of yours on the part of Hannah, even though we know she's developed these other skills, that it's going to be a challenge for her to integrate those when competition gets tougher? Do you get what I'm asking?
Well, that's going to be everybody in regards to whenever the going gets tough, you're always going to go to your go-to. That's just a fact. Yeah. Defensively, you want to take that away so that they have to go to the counters, which they're not as comfortable with. So that's everybody. Hannah's always going to revert back to what she's comfortable, what she knows, what she thinks is going to get a bucket. That's going to happen regardless. I think for Hannah's sake, she just didn't come out with a ton of energy, honestly speaking. I don't think she plays well like that. She has to come out firing like Journey. She has to come out with that kind of enthusiasm. I don't know if it's kind of like a laid back feeling like, oh, I'm a senior, I've done this, I've seen this. I'm not sure, but she's got to get her energy level high. If she is playing at a high energy level, usually the rest of her game follows. So I think for her, that's really what she needs to focus on. She is an energy player. And if she doesn't have it, she's not good.
Mike is in the chat, says maybe Kachine will stay off picking on Kylie Feuerbach today. Yeah, pick. That's all. That's all we do. We just pick. We're just, come on, people. Listen, no, shout out to Kylie Feuerbach today. She was really good, 17 points. I thought she struggled a bit early defensively. I thought several players did. Obviously, perimeter defense wasn't great, but they figured out a way down the stretch. And we've said this about Kylie before, just like with Gabby Marshall. You can be as good as you want to be defensively, and Kylie is a good defender, just like Gabby was a good to very good defender. Neither are elite, all right? They're not elite defenders because they lack lateral quickness, I think. Gabby, and I think Gabby and Kylie just lack some level of athleticism, which helps you against the best guards in the country. But nevertheless, but if you're going to be out there, there's this term we use, especially in the NBA, and maybe they use it in the W as well, 3-and-D. So, for instance, in the league, you're not going to make it just being a three-point shooter. Okay, that's why Jordan Bohannon's not playing in the NBA. Okay, you've got to be able to give something else to your team, and obviously on Kylie's part, it's going to have to be 3-point shots. And so for her to make a flurry of them today, especially down the stretch when Iowa was kind of trying to step on Fairfield and close this thing out, she did that. Just give me your take on what I know. This was tough. I actually threw this player of the game to you, and you were going back and forth between Kylie and Ava because they were both good.
Yeah, I think Kylie had a great game today. I think she became more aggressive on the offensive end. She was hunting shots, which is something I haven't seen in a while. In regards to that, there was one possession she shot 2 threes in one possession. She made the second one, but at the same point in time, that's not something we've seen from her. I'm not sure if I remember when, probably sometime last year. in regards to that. And that is what we do need. Like, she needs to be aggressive within her wheelhouse, but she needs to be aggressive. If you have a wide open three, you need to knock it down. And so I felt with her being aggressive, I don't know if there's a reason why some people end up being aggressive or not. Maybe she felt how the ball was coming off her hand and she was like, oh, yeah, today is it. Whatever it was, I'm all for it, because we definitely needed every single last one of those threes in that game. So I think for her, she needs to continue being aggressive in that aspect. So, yeah.
I will say this, maybe some of the confidence of Taylor McCabe and Taylor Strimlow is starting to rub off on Kylie, because that's one thing that I think with this team. As I watch this team now, we've got a big enough sample size, we can start to draw some conclusions. To me, Taylor Strimlow is just a much more confident player than we saw a year ago. Correct. Taylor McCabe is even more confident, I believe. Maybe that's not changed. I just think she looks even more confident on both ends. I think she knows what she is. She fits into the system perfectly. And credit to the staff for helping Taylor McCabe get to that point. And by the way, speaking of the two Taylors, Big Grove's big play of the day today was Taylor Strimlow's between the legs assist to Taylor McCabe for the made three-pointer early on in that second quarter. And we also saw Taylor Strimlow with a little behind the back that she failed to finish. But boy, it was well executed. She's just got to make that layup, and she will. But she's got handles, Kachine. And
yeah, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice.
You could also give her Taylor Strimlow's defensive stop on whoever it was for Fairfield on that block where she got teed up.
Loved it.
Caitlin Clark's getting upset on Twitter about that. It was the right call. I liked Caitlin Clark.
It.
What do you love about it?
Loved the whole play, because I don't remember her number. I don't know her name. But whoever she was thought she was just going to ISO Taylor. Yeah, okay, think again. Yeah, Taylor. Yeah, she ain't tried again, did she? No, she didn't.
Can we at least agree? Can we at least agree the technical was the right call?
Sure, she went a little extra. I mean, okay. Like, you can yell. I'm not, but it was she yelled a little more.
You can't do it at the opposition.
I don't care if she did it at her or not. They let it go initially, right? Like, if she just was like, yeah, and then kept going, fine. She ain't do that. She went like a few years. Well, okay. Now you you're overdoing it.
I'll say this. So, yeah. I tweeted out during the game, Kachine, that this was a great lip reading game, because you could read Jan Jensen's lips all day long. You could read Taylor Strimlow's lips. Like, it was so easy to see what was being said. And then you saw right after that technical foul, because Jan's like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on.
They get the technical, and then you get the huddle, and you can see Jan. I could read Jan's lips about, I understand emotion, but, and then Taylor's like, my bad. You can see that. So, yeah. But anyways, hey, how about the Big Grove's big play of the day, though? That between the legs bounce pass looked seamless, and Taylor McCabe was ready for it. It didn't catch her off guard whatsoever.
They've clearly done that before. That wasn't something that, that just came out of the blue. Taylor knew exactly what was happening and when it was going to happen. So
on a pass play like that, if you're not ready for it, if you're not expecting it, you're going to miss that three.
Yeah, because your feet aren't going to be ready.
Yeah.
So she was ready.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line? Hello, you're on the air.
This message has been transcribed. 1 moment.
Yeah, this is John from North Kachine.
Hello, you're on the air. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Message has been transcribed.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air. I can hear your computer or your television or your phone or whatever's on in the background. Would you turn that down for us?
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air. I can hear your computer or your television. Hey, can we get you to turn the show down in the background, sir?
Got it. Okay, I think I'm good now.
Alrighty, good. Welcome to the show, sir. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, just wanted to say another win. Doing good.
Absolutely.
They get hung up every once in a while where someone will get the ball and they'll just stand there for too long. It seems like I just not used to seeing that out of them, but I don't know what that was. I guess it was just that pressure D that they were playing right up on them all game.
Well, let's remember that.
But it seemed like.
Yeah, let me just interrupt real quick because Kachine, isn't that just partly? I don't want to just dumb it down to one thing, but you're down your starting point guard, and Taylor is sort of a point guard, but she hasn't been the point guard, so that's going to stagnate your offense a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I agree with that. But it just seemed like it stuck out today more than it did in the prior games. But I understand
better competition
because of the pressure and because we're missing our point guard.
Yeah, better competition, better team they placed today as well. Honestly, Kachine, would you say this?
It's crazy. Hard.
It's crazy to say this. Is Fairfield the best team they've played? Are they better than Baylor and Miami? I know Baylor was
they played today, yes, as a group, like a whole. And I say that because they played hard for 40 minutes. I know that game was harder to defend than any other game that they've done because their offense has so much movement in it, so many multiple screens, different screening actions, false action, like all kinds of things that I know that was a much harder game to defend than any other game they played this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kachine. That was a much better team than what you would think from that division, but they're a pretty good team, and they shoot lights out. So I'm just proud of the girls. They hung in there, kept the pressure on when they could, and scored when they needed to. Kylie Feuerbach to the rescue. I think she's Caitlin, maybe. She had that shot down.
Oh, wow. That's big time, man. That's about as big of a statement as I've heard right there. I like that. Yeah. She's next Caitlin.
Yeah. Well, but I'm just waiting to get our point guard back because everything looks so much better.
Agreed.
That chit chat running the show.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Thank God we've got a week almost.
I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people got down on Emily Rodriguez because of her theatrics down in Orlando, but they need her back too because. Especially with her athleticism, with her ability. I keep talking about her ability to beat people off the dribble, to create offense late in the shot clock. Because if they ain't hitting threes like they were tonight, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because teams that are bigger that can defend down low better than Fairfield just can't match the size of Ava and Layla and Hannah. You get bigger teams that can do that, and you're not hitting threes. You're going to get ugly. You better hope that they're winning, 50 to 48 games because they need Chit Chat back. They need Emily back.
Yeah, Emily Rodriguez and Journey Houston are going to, I think, define the season. Really. I mean, we're not going to go anywhere unless they're in there and playing good minutes and scoring. I mean, that we're going to need them because teams are just going to take away the outside. If McCabe's hot or whatever. And once that gets dried up, we're going to have that mid-range shooter that can make a bucket when you need them to. And I think Journey and Emily are going to be very important in that.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. We agree with you.
Yeah. But good win.
Absolutely.
Got another one.
Let's go get it.
A win is a win. Keep stacking them.
Yeah, I'm surprised with a foot of snow you had that many fans show up.
I was surprised.
But that was the quietest I've heard Carver ever.
Well, you should have watched some men's games last year. But anyways, we appreciate you calling in, sir. Stay where it's warm, okay?
All right. Love you both.
All right. Appreciate it, sir.
You.
Good call. I don't know what that whole transcribing thing was at the beginning. Why?
He was recording us, I guess.
Apparently he's recording the call or someone's recording the call. So anyways, okay. So before we get to our next call, it looks like we got John on hold. A reminder, if you want to call in, the number is 515-635-1601. 515-635-1601. The easiest way to call in, though, is with StreamYard. The link to our StreamYard the link to our StreamYard show is in the description of this YouTube video. Cyhawk C Money, appreciate Corey recently joining our Discord. So, appreciate that. And thanks for being here as always, Corey. And Brent brings up the missed free throws. I'll pull up the official stats here in just a second. I was waiting for the final PDF from Iowa. It looks like that just dropped. So you want to guess how many free throws they missed, Kachine? In answer to the question? They missed 8. So, yeah, I mean, 18 to 26. I'm not great with math. What is
pretty good? That was a good guess.
So 69%. Yeah, they got to make more than that, right?
Yeah, 69% is a no.
Yeah, 69%. You got to make better than that. So they got room for improvement there. They turned the ball over. Iowa did 16 times. That's too many turnovers. Against any mid-major, probably against anybody. But I keep saying this, Kachine, man, I'm used to this with the Iowa women. They're going to turn the ball over more than you'd like. I just think isn't that just sort of the MO of this team? Jan wants to cut those numbers down, but man, they turned the ball over a lot last year, and they're turning the ball over plenty right now. Maybe it's because of Chit Chat being out.
I mean, it definitely has something to do with that, but you still have the same kind of players from last year you do now. So,
yeah. Okay, let's go to our next caller. Before we do that, big thank you to, of course, Big Grove Brewery. We were down in Omaha at Big Grove over the weekend, or I should say, felt like over the weekend, the extended weekend. And I'm sure there were some folks over at Big Grove, in spite of the weather, today in Iowa City watching the game. Big Grove is the official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. All things Hawkeyes. Visit biggrove.com to check out all their locations and their awesome menu. I had a burger with their sweet potato fries, which is sort of like my perfect Midwest meal, burger and sweet potato fries. So I didn't dip them in. I didn't what?
With ketchup.
No.
Ranch.
Thank you, ranch. No, and I didn't get the. They didn't offer the marshmallow, whatever. But the ranch was very good as well. So, anyways, it's all delicious. Big Grove Brewery in Iowa City, and of course, their staple is the Easy Eddie, the neighborhood beer, the Citrus Surfer. They're hazy IPAs, and it's all available at Big Grove, your local Big Grove here in the state of Iowa. Also, RTI Threads, Aaron Graves, Zach Lutmer, Jacob Gill, Carson Shire, all featured. Those guys will start prepping for a bowl game here very soon. RTIthreads.com/NIL is the website to check out and to get your orders in on those players. And reminder, guys like Zach Lutmer, they still got eligibility. So support NIL, and that's only incentive for guys to return. So we'll wait on decisions from people like Zach. But again, shop RTIthreads.com/NIL. And RTI Threads, big thank you to them for helping us get down to Omaha and to Lincoln here this past week. All right, we'll go to our next caller. We got John visiting, joining the show. John, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I heard one of you got snowed in, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got snowed in, but that's okay. I think everybody in the state of Iowa did. I presume you did not down in Florida.
No, just cool. 60s.
Yeah.
But I thought, like Kachine was saying, I got a couple things. I mean, like the defense, they just kind of looked like they were playing soft to start with and letting them shoot the threes, kind of not really pressing them. And then when they changed the lineup a little bit, they started getting out on them. And that's when they started missing. As soon as somebody was out there, they started missing a few. So I think that helped. They pressed, made sure they were after the 3-pointers.
Yeah, Kachine, you want to comment on what did change with the perimeter defense besides sometimes teams just start missing, but obviously there was some change with Iowa. What did Jan do systematically or just from an individual standpoint? How did they improve 3-point defense? I know they still gave up a ton, but it wasn't like the onslaught they saw early.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, I think they started switching a lot more guard-to-guard screens. I think that helped because the amount of screens that they were setting was a lot. And you can only replicate that so much, right? Fairfield runs this offense every day in practice. Whoever your scouting is for Iowa, whoever that scout team is, has run it, 2 days? 3 days maybe? So in that aspect, that's what ends up happening to a degree is at the beginning, you're like, holy heck. Like you start to kind of feel it out a little bit. I do think that we made a decision to do that. But I also feel like when we made our first substitution and we started to bring in I'm going to say this and I'm going to continue saying this. Whenever Journey comes in the basketball game, there's a shift every time. Her energy, her presence, it just changes the game for us. So I do think that was a good change. With that, I'm not sure who Ava was guarding to begin with, but they must have put her on somebody who wasn't shooting, because at the beginning of the game, she was pretty far out of the paint, and I couldn't figure out why. I assumed that the person could shoot, but they ended up switching her on somebody else, and she was able to stay in the paint a little bit more and allow the 4 guards, because I'm going to call that Hannah and or Journey, to be able to maneuver those screens. So I think it was a combination of things, honestly speaking. But overall, I would say our defensive intensity honestly just picked up.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. They had that one girl wouldn't shoot a 3-pointer, and that's who they put Ava on.
Correct. So, and she was able to just sit in the paint.
And, but I thought Ava did good. You know, I mean, some of those quick baskets she makes, I mean, she goes so quick, I'm surprised she makes them. You know, just, boop.
Well, so sometimes she needs to slow down.
Yeah,
agreed.
Just like Hannah, at times just slow down and use, especially in a game like this where you have size.
And like you were talking about Taylor, she just looks like she's getting more and more comfortable. A couple more games, I think she's gonna feel like it's her team. You know, they may think it's her team if Chit-Chat don't get back. I can hope they can work together good when Chit-Chat gets back.
Yeah, I would like, it's just my opinion, when we play teams like this, even if they are in the Big Ten, etc., if you are playing a more athletic 5, okay? I'm not worried about Ava. I think Ava can handle her own, of course, staying out of foul trouble. But we have got, if they haven't already, they have got to play Hannah and Journey together. And I only say that because Hannah has proven to be able to guard a big, athletic big if need be. And with Journey playing the way she's playing, if Layla is just ain't the game for her, right? Yeah. They have to play together. It's a smaller lineup. It makes us faster. Our main goal when that lineup should be in is to run. Run. There's no option at that point. Yeah. It's to run with the smaller lineup. But I do think that we potentially may need that lineup at some point and not stress ourselves out trying to figure out and try to play, a play of Layla Hayes, and if this isn't the game for her. So I do think that that's something that needs to be thought about, addressed, looked into. So
yeah, I thought Taylor had a decent game, except for the one she missed. She just looked terrible. She shot 50%. So I mean, that's not bad.
Talking about McCabe or Strimlo?
She's talking about McCabe. The air ball.
McCabe shot the air ball. The last one I thought was bad because she was closer, and then it came up short still. I think she put a higher arc on it, and then it just didn't make it there. But, she did good. She's been playing a lot better on defense, chasing people around.
Yeah.
Everything. The only one I got questions with right now is, like, you talked a little bit about Hannah. I just, like you said, no energy. I'm just wondering if it's bothering her that in the last 3 games, she's been getting blocked so much.
Well, if it's bothering you so much, change it.
Right, that's what I'm saying too. But why isn't she? She's got, I've seen her only do this like 3 times this year, I think. Do that little turnaround jumper, and she's made all of them. Why don't they make her start doing that somehow?
I have a crazy idea. And I always joke that I hope the Iowa coaching staff is listening to us. I really do feel like they are, right? I think Hannah needs to be taught how to finish by a guard coach.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Yeah, I know. That makes sense.
I say this because as a post, you're usually neck and neck for the most part, right? With Hannah being a little bit usually undersized in that aspect, with guard, you have to learn how to protect the ball because you're usually going up against trees 9 times out of 10. So you have to finish in multiple ways in order to be able to finish. A post player, technically speaking, you don't have to. As long as you finish over the shoulder, you're fine. I wonder if because Hannah has more of a guard look about her, if that would help her. I don't know the answer, but it'd be something worth trying.
Well, we keep saying this. The comment was made by, I always forget her name, but the color commentator for Big Ten Network today. What is her name? Former coach.
I forgot her name.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, she buried the comment up that it's not college coaches' jobs to develop you into a WNBA player, and I'm like, well, yes and no. I mean, like, their job is to win, and usually the skills that a player like Hannah would develop at Iowa, which will help her at the WNBA level, will also help her at Iowa. So
that's the most idiotic comment I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's true. What they said earlier, they were talking about Jan developing the centers.
Well, that's because they don't know. I don't know. She's a former head coach, the gal that was on the call.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If she's going to say, well, they're not developing players, but Jan developed the centers over the years.
Yeah, up until last year.
That's idiotic. That comment is...
there's supposed to be a guy doing it now. So I'm sure there's someone developing, working with everyone.
It's not a guy. It's Randy Henderson. But Jan's still working, just like Kirk is working with the offensive line. She's still going to work with those players, right, Cash? But you're more of a CEO, supervisor, as opposed to, and you can't be a micromanager. That's a tightrope to dance. So,
well, I think
anyways,
if they don't switch Stuelke around a little bit, I don't think she'll be playing. You can get a chance to play at the next level.
She's going to have to showcase more of her ability. She's going to have to showcase more of her ability to.
Right. She needs to start facing the basket more and shooting. Not necessarily from three. It don't have to be.
Yeah.
From whatever distance to start with, she can make it from.
Yeah.
And then work back or whatever. She's got to do something different.
Yeah. Well, John,
by a shorter person today. So.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you calling in, John, and always enjoy your commentary.
Well, I hope they keep going.
We'll do that. All right. Thanks, John. Okay. There was a couple here comments. First of all, Stavros, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. I was thinking Stavros already was, but maybe he came back.
So too. He must have got another page or something.
Yeah. Stavros, thank you for becoming a member here on the channel. Patrick Wilson says, Journey's versatility, effectiveness makes me think she should be our sixth woman. Is she this good as a freshman or a product of limited playing time? So is she just making the most of the time on the court? In other words, if her volume went up, would she be as effective, Kachine?
I think she's going to be effective whatever she does. She plays within herself, which is something I can't say most freshmen ever do.
Yes.
So the fact that she, like I said, is playing within herself, she doesn't make any crazy decisions. You may get one, and that's a stretch. She doesn't make any crazy decisions. Whatever she does is calculated, and it's usually for the benefit of the team. She's a hustle player. She plays defense. She rebounds the heck out of the basketball. All of those things are great. The sixth woman, I think, would be tied depending on who needs a break first. From being honest with you. But she's definitely one that could come off the bench first. 1,000%. Depending on, again, who needs a break. But I'm on the Journey Houston bandwagon.
I know you are. And
I've been since day one.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So there's a couple of updates that I want to get to before we continue. Thank you, Patrick, for that super chat. Is very much appreciated.
Great question, Patrick.
Give me your instant reaction to this.
Good God.
For people who are listening on audio afterwards, Iowa State just took down Indiana at the Coconut Classic. I'm sorry. It's not the Coconut Classic. What's it called? Isn't it coconut something? Coconut rum?
It is coconut something.
It's coconut rum or coconut butter or coconut oil.
What is happening?
Some weird thing down at Florida Gulf Coast. Shout out Raina Harmon.
Coconut hoops.
Coconut hoops. I'm sorry. Okay. So Iowa State just took down the Hoosiers 106-95, and Audie Crooks put up 47. She put up 47 and only took 25 shots to get there, Kachine. And she didn't make a single three. She didn't attempt a single
trying
three.
To figure out who they posted. Hold on, that matters.
Well, whoever they posted is about to get fired because she
6-1, 47. Ain't nobody putting up 47 on me. I'll file out before that happens. You crazy?
Well, ain't nobody around like Audie Crooks when you were playing though too.
I don't give a listen.
Hey, I'm just saying that this is true, right?
This is very true.
Okay.
Okay. This makes logical sense now. Indiana ain't got no post players. That's great.
What do you mean they got no post players?
47 is crazy. Indiana ain't got no post players. They have absolutely no post players.
They have no
Their post player is 6'3" from Sweden, and she averages 3 points a game.
By the way, just want to give everybody breaking news. This is going to shock a lot of people who follow this sport. Iowa State just defeated Iowa wrestling 20-14, the final in Ames. That is a huge development. I don't know the last time. Our guy Keegan would have to tell us the last time Iowa State beat Iowa in a duel. So he'll have post-duel coverage starting momentarily on a different stream here on the channel. So all kinds of Iowa State news. Man, it's been a good last hour for Iowa State athletics as well. We continue to talk about okay, there's the there's the graphic. Iowa State defeating Iowa 20-14. So I don't think that number correct? Iowa State's not number 3. Regardless, Iowa State 20-14 the final for the Cyclones and the Hawkeyes. All right, let's go back to our phone line. We'll go to Corey, who is on hold. Corey, welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. Hello, Cash. Hello, Corey.
How are you?
I wanted to correct your error on the RTI Threads player of the game.
Okay.
There was some you got hacked or something because
no, we didn't get hacked.
We by the way,
we definitely didn't get hacked.
You have the nickname all wrong. It's not No Fear Bach. That doesn't make any sense. It's Fear the Bach. Fear the Bach. That's the slogan. But anyways, you go right ahead. Praise Kylie. She was phenomenal today. Made a bunch of threes. She was really good.
Yeah, to me, she's just if you look back, she's kind of a crunch time player, really. She makes bad mistakes in the non-crunch time. But to me, she's been key in a lot of late games in past years. I think that she's come up with big plays at key times, and she just looks calm in the crunch time situations. I wanted a couple things. Got to praise Journey, and Cash said it. She's been with her the whole time. Journey is so smart, so efficient, and she's a ball player, and she gets it. And I don't think there's any moment where she would ever be a liability. There's no reason to not play her or hesitate to play her at any time. And she fills in the gap. She where we're not covering all the bases, she can fill in there. Just really impressed by her. Also, Addie's making progress. I really think she's got that. She's kind of got that, where we had Lucy Olson coming up and hitting from the free throw line when teams are kind of closing down on our other players and we can't get a pass and the pick's not working. She can just run it around the pick and get to the free throw line and pull up. I know she didn't make them all, but she's got a good looking shot. I think that she's going to be a weapon there, especially, obviously when we get Chit Chat back, hopefully soon. One thing though.
Let's let Cash comment on that, because we just talked a second ago about Journey, how rare it is to have a true freshman play within themselves, not get sped up and not try to do too much, but yet still play with confidence. So Journey has done that, and Addie's just starting to do that now. It's just, she's certainly playing cleaner basketball. She's not turning the ball over like she did early. So what has changed besides just getting more comfortable, Kachine? Or has anything changed?
No, I think for Addie, getting more comfortable is key, and kind of understanding the pace of the game, where she can find her shots, where she can, get to her spots, because everybody has their spots. In that aspect, I think that's what we're seeing. And in regards to her, honestly speaking, I do think it's a lot to do with confidence. You didn't start out the greatest, and it takes a knock to your confidence for sure. And I'm sure she saw on social media, just like everybody else saw on social media, people saying she was a waste of 5-star kind of thing. And so I think for her, it was just,
people really say that, or people actually,
yeah,
you've actually
absolutely.
seen that kind
Absolutely.
of nonsense.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So I think for her, she just had to kind of build her confidence up while also learning college basketball. It's not the same, especially at the point guard position. That's a hard position to learn in that aspect. But honestly speaking, I think she's making strides. I said before, her thing is just stacking days on days on days on days, and getting better at each individual thing. And eventually she'll put it all together. And I think we're starting to see some of those things for her.
Go ahead, Corey. There's something else you want to do?
Yeah. I was getting my patience tested by the second air ball of Taylor McCabe today. I give her one air ball and shooters are going to shoot. Caitlin Clark had some air balls too, but 2 air balls. Okay. You're testing my patience, girl. That said, a couple things, Cash. First question is, what's going on with our inbounds pass? We're supposed to be the post whisperers. So we're teaching our posts what to do with the ball when they get it with their backs to the basket. And I think that proves to be the case, that we know what we're doing there. But who's teaching the inbounds or the bounce pass, the feed to the post? Because without chit chat, I'm sorry, but we do not look good there.
Yeah, we haven't looked good there all season.
What's going on? I mean, what?
I wouldn't say anything's going on particularly. I don't think that Kylie was never good at it. So there's that. Taylor McCabe wasn't always the best at it. And so you've got some people are just better at passing than others. That's just what it is. Now, what I hope is that we are able to teach at least one good thing, right? Whatever that is. We don't need to stretch it. One good thing, because we have to get the ball inside. We can't not get the ball inside. Now, I will say this. I don't think it's horrible, right? Like, I don't think we're at a point where I'm like, oh my God. Our post players, I mean, Ava had 18 and 6. Clearly, we're not struggling. But at the same point in time, it could be better. That's
okay. Well, that's just really, it's concerning. And then I got 3 questions. That was the first. Second is, what's with Ava shooting free throw line extended, but Hannah, we never get her any shots. She had her back to the basket the whole game. Can't we get Hannah in a situation where she gets an 8 to 10 foot shot? What's going on with why, Hannah?
Plenty of opportunities. She's just not taking it. And that's the thing. Hannah cannot second guess it. She has to know going into it. If you are going to the free throw line and you catch the basketball, nobody's guarding you. Do not expect for people to be guarding you. So the one time that I remember vividly, I can't remember exactly what game it was in, but I remember her coming to the free throw line and she literally turned as she was getting the ball, shot. And I was like, she has to have the mindset that I'm going to shoot this. Nobody's guarding you. Like, it's not happening. So for you to turn and look, it's no point. If you are coming to the free throw line, it is to shoot the basketball or pump, fake, and drop.
And what's with her free throws now? She's got her left foot way back. She's got her right foot far forward this year, and she's shooting like 10%. Well, it improved because she made 1 or 2, but it does. I mean, when you've got your left foot 3 feet back behind your right foot at the free throw line, that's very oddball. I mean, have you seen that? Did you notice that with her free throws?
I mean, her free throw, I wasn't looking at her feet so much, but I do think the ball coming off her hand seems a little weird than what it has been in the past. So she definitely needs to just get in the gym again and start shooting. She's got 6 days to do so. So you've got plenty of time when you're off to get in the gym and get some shots up.
And we have like no fast break. It's non-existent. Now, would you say, Kachine, that is due? Are we seem to be a better rebound?
Emily and Chit Chat back, and that will change a little bit.
I do believe that.
Oh,
but it is pissing me off.
Don't you remember the double spin move from Emily down in Orlando?
But here's the thing, though. The fast break is as good as your post player outlet. And that's where I think it's hanging us up. I don't know what Layla and or Ava are doing, but it takes them forever to get the ball to a guard. It's like, what are you waiting for? They're waiting for everybody to run past and then pass the ball. Like, get the ball out. Like, go. But your fast break is stalled if the outlet does not get out fast. So your post players have to make a change.
It looks to me like there's only one player on that court that has any idea that they want to run a fast break, and that was Stremlow. Now, she was reckless today, but at least she showed some motivation to push the ball. And I don't know, that's a little bit concerning, but I guess, would you say, Kachine, it's possible? Are they emphasizing rebounding more? Because I think they're a better rebounding team today. Or this year? Are they putting more emphasis on the rebounds so no one's releasing to go get?
No, absolutely not. Because then your guards would have more rebounds, and that's definitely not the case. It's the outlet pass. Trust me, it is the outlet pass. You cannot go anywhere if the ball is stuck in the post player's hands. It's not. They're the ones getting the rebounds, and they're waiting. If you go back and watch that game, I can't tell you how many times our post players let everybody run past our outlet guards and then pass them the ball. It's the slowest thing ever. So they got to fix that.
Okay, I'll this will be my last question, I promise. I mean, I'll comment on this. I love their toughness. They didn't flinch. They stuck with it and whatever. But I'm going to tell you what is really concerning for me. It looks to me like their 3-point defense is pretty much hope that the opponent misses, because I don't see any closeouts. We're not even close. There's wide open shots the whole game for Fairfield. They just either made a wide open shot or they didn't. And I guess, Kachine, what are you seeing there? Is it they're just getting good kickouts from the opponent is getting good kickouts, and we're helping down too much down low and we can't get back out, or we're not rotating fast enough, or we're getting mismatched on switches? But what is going on with our 3-point defense?
Thank you, Corey. Hey, thanks for joining the Discord, Corey.
Yes, go Hawks.
Go Hawks, absolutely. Go ahead, Kachine.
I'm going to talk in particular for this game. I think that this game was a struggle for us, especially 3 points, because of all the screening action. Screening actions are difficult in general, and there was a lot of them. It was like a jumbled mess on one side, and then they take off. Well, you're behind now. So I think that was a lot of it that had to do with it, because they had a lot of wide open threes. That's the most wide open I've seen people in that aspect. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I think that our communication was not good today in regards to switching or even just help, right? Like, if you're behind, especially with a screening team like that, you're going to be behind. So I think our communication to help and switch was not good, which left people wide open, unfortunately.
Bo says this Iowa State Indiana result also shows that the Cyclones play no defense.
That's a possible. 106 said whatever it was is crazy. 95. That's there was no defense in there.
Super chat here from Lemansky. Let's be sure to note Hannah had 2 fingers taped together. Was that the whole game?
I don't
She
know.
had the 2 fingers taped. I know they showed that in the warm-ups because apparently she had an issue with the hand, but I don't know that that's the case for the entire game. And I'm not saying my comment on Hannah and lack of just be quite frank, I get tired of all the missed shots around the rim. And like, she's really good in other areas. Huh?
I'm sure she does too.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, it's nothing, again, nothing personal, but that's just how it is. So those are things, those bunnies, they'll come back to bite you. So, and we've said that before. This isn't the first time we've had this conversation with her and other posts in the last couple of years. Annie, appreciate the super sticker, Annie. Very much appreciate that. And this is, I believe, Annie from New York. So we appreciate that, Annie.
Yes, it is.
What does this question mean? Ander MC says, Kachine, why do they call you the sacred dancer?
What's his name?
Was this your nickname in college?
What's his name?
Ander MC.
Ander. That's exactly what my name actually means. It's not what people call me. My name, Kachine, actually means sacred dancer.
Where did this come from? Did he like Google that, or?
I'm sure it was probably somewhere in something. But yeah, Kachine means sacred dancer.
In what language?
Indian.
Indian? Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Kachine is Indian. If you guys have ever heard of the Kachina dolls, Kachine is a thing from that. It's Indian.
Okay, so but I don't even go. I could go down a rabbit hole of I don't understand languages or origins of words, but Indian is not a language. So you're saying culturally,
it's an Indian name.
Okay, I wonder what the language origin is. Do we know that the language origin?
I don't know. Honestly speaking, I guess I didn't dive that far into it, but yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I learned something new today. Big Doug says Hannah needs to be more aware of what's around her when she's standing with the ball. Good game.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's not just Hannah. But again, the teams were coming down quickly, especially when a team is disadvantaged size-wise, and that's what Fairfield was today. And then Lomansky, thank you for the super chat. Cash, I love Journey's defensive stance. Awesome. You?
She takes up a lot of space. Like, she's wide.
It's a lot bigger than I thought she would be. I mean, I didn't watch a ton of high school film, and she was sort of overlooked in some regards because she kept slipping down the rankings, especially with Addie Deal. Like, people were just kind of overlooking Journey to some extent. But, yeah, she's been steady Eddie, and they've needed that in a freshman. All right, let's go to our phone line. We have got somebody who's been on hold for almost a half an hour. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
This is Christy. How are you guys doing today?
Good, Christy. How are you?
Hi. Well, I'm always in it for the drama. I love Kachine's comment. No one's scoring 47 points on me. I'll foul out beforehand.
Crazy.
Now, what's the size difference between Kachine Alexander and
Listen, I would wear myself out. You hear me? I would be nothing at the end of that game because I would be fighting so hard. Like, yeah, no. 40? That's nobody has ever scored 40 on me. That's insane. No. That's crazy.
But see, that's the mindset of a truly great defensive player. Like, right? Like, no one's doing this to me.
I guess Audie Crooks would just mow me over. So what's the difference?
Listen, I'm getting some charges in there. I'm slapping my behind off. Okay, you hear me? Like, as soon as she, I'm taking it. I'm not doing this. No, we're not playing these games. I'm not trying to tough it out with you. I'm not doing that. Nope, not doing it.
Well, I just had a couple comments. One, I want to congratulate our coach today on going 8-0. She now has more 8-0 starts than Lisa Bluter.
Wow.
So that's impressive for a 2-year head coach.
So wait, real quick.
Even though maybe not everyone's been the greatest teams, but, they have some decent teams that they played. So
were they 8-0 last year?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't remember that. They played a softer schedule, right? To that point last year. Well, they played at Drake, and UNI was better.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat, who else did they beat early on last year? It feels like this start was better than last year's start.
I feel that way.
The youngest team. This is the youngest team Iowa has had in quite some time. So she went 8-0 this season to start with one of the youngest teams they've had.
Yeah.
With their point guard out for the last couple games. So
I think this is more
good on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just wanted to bring that up just because I know we get on her about her substitutions sometimes and some other things.
I didn't have any issue with her substitutions today. The only thing about substitutions that when I see Callie Levine come in, I'm like, wow, Callie's in there. But Kachine,
there's nobody else.
They don't got anybody else. And that's not a rip on Callie. We have not seen her get legitimate minutes during her career yet. So, of course, I'm going to react that way when I see her.
During a tight game.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy for her. And she was only in there briefly. But I didn't notice anything.
She did play okay last game. Like, it wasn't spectacular. It's nothing you're going to write home about. But I thought she did relatively okay for a player who doesn't play very much.
Right. Yeah, that's
so
That's fair. I mean, again, Western Illinois, Fairfield, definitely a big difference between mid majors. But yeah, she got playing time, legitimate playing time last game as well.
Yeah. So good for her. Getting her a little bit, bringing her along. She looked a little bit better. And then in terms of the passing, it's the same issue that I keep bringing up. Our passing is sloppy. That's why I think they've made the adjustment to the outbound pass, to start the offense, to hold it for a beat. It clears everything out, and then you get a cleaner pass. So it slows us down, but then we don't have the turnover. So I think the coaches have made a trade-off.
Well, can we bring the outlet back a little bit then? Like, we don't have to be so far up the floor if we're not comfortable like that, because I could see that. I could see them doing that. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I don't like that trade-off. I would much rather us still be able to start the break and be able to make a safe pass. So maybe instead of being on the outside, with your back to the sideline, maybe you make that banana cut towards the post so they could feel a little bit more, secure or something. Like, I just feel like the slowdown is going to hurt us later. That's all.
Well, I think they're playing with what they have. I mean, I think when you have so many freshmen playing, so many, sophomores who last season didn't really get hot until the back half of the season, they're still learning to read everybody. So for now, where we are in the season, I'll take the trade because at least it's not as sloppy as it has been, because it got real sloppy. The passing was real sloppy.
Can I just defend Jan Jensen for a second? Because I understand where you're coming from on this, Christy, these last 2 years and the turnovers and passing. But I know you are a big Iowa women's basketball fan, but I mean, Caitlin Clark was at Iowa for 4 years. So she left at the same point that Lisa Bluter left. So are we sure this is just the effect of, well, they don't have Lisa anymore, or is it more so the effect of we had seen Caitlin Clark run the offense for 4 years?
Probably a little both. I mean, there's probably a little both in that.
Maybe,
to be fair, and you've got some younger players that don't have all the experience and aren't as skilled passers.
Yes. And
our better passer, the best passer we have, is currently sitting on the bench, so you're going to see a little of that. Yeah. But I think it'll pick up as the season moves on, because I think people are getting better at the passing. Today's game wasn't quite as sloppy. We only looked about a half beat behind or a quarter beat behind on some of the passes into the post versus like a full beat behind that we were in the last couple of games. So I think Chit Chat comes back in, and then some of this ups and downs we see with the passing will kind of level out a little bit.
Definitely.
I don't know that they're ever going to be a phenomenal passing team.
I think, it's going to sound weird, but assuming, because nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but assuming Chit Chat and Emily, maybe just it would have been better had she just stuck around and stayed healthy, right? But like in hindsight, with Chit Chat's injury, I do think that the time off the court is going to help this team in the long run. And you always say, Kachine, if you can win ugly and expose your own weaknesses so that you know what to work on, you can fix those things. If you can do so and mature people behind the starters, like what we're seeing with Taylor Strimlow and even Callie Levine getting some spot minutes, that's all positive. And if you can beat Miami in an ugly one, and you can beat Baylor in an ugly one, and you can beat Fairfield in an ugly one, that's all positive. Now they need to get Chit Chat back for Big Ten play in the Cy-Hawk game. But man, if that comes together, we're going to look back and say it was better this way than if Chit Chat had stayed healthy.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
About Chit Chat.
Yes.
And this is for the chat and everybody on the phone. If you had a choice, because Chit Chat's recovering, if you had a choice to play her for Rutgers or give her a little bit of extra rest time and she comes back for the Iowa State game fully healthy, which one are you doing?
I would like her back for Rutgers.
Me too.
And also, by the way,
because she's gonna need a feel back game.
I agree.
Because it's running a little different now. Like from when she was in to how it's been running the last 2 games, especially. Like even really this game, the starters seem to be kind of gelling now. Finally,
she also needs to. She
comes back in, and they're just gonna need like an extra beat. That's what I think.
She also
Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
No. She also played one road game. Not that she didn't play on the road at Georgia Tech last year, but she played in one road game this year, and it was at UNI. So the idea of, hey, let's go get a road game at Rutgers before we have to go to Iowa State. And Rutgers, like, let's not act like Rutgers is. We don't know. That's a losable game, Kachine. Rutgers is 7-2. They played Auburn really close down there. They did lose to Stony Brook, and they haven't played a real difficult schedule, but they beat Rhode Island. They're playing St. Peter's right now. I mean, they really have not played a difficult schedule. And my guess is you're going to tell me, Kachine, that Iowa should win that game by 10 plus. But just going on the road in the league, especially with Iowa State looming, I would like to get her back and get her back in the flow.
I don't think you bring her back, Rutgers, unless she's 1,000% healthy.
Well, yeah, aren't we?
No. When I say is, there's a difference between being 100% healthy and being able to play. It's two different things.
I understand. If there's no chance of a setback, wait a minute. But if she's 90% back and there's really no chance of a setback, I'm still playing.
There's always a chance. She's dealing with, although they have not said it, she's dealing with a concussion of some sort. There's always a setback if you get hit. So,
well, that's the thing. She's even been ruled safe to fly.
No, but I'm saying, regardless, she flew from so she's fine. But if she is cleared to play, there is a clear to play, right? Meaning like you are not technically concussed, right? But there's still that getting yourself back. So again, we have 6 days? I don't know, something like that, 5-6 days, whatever the case might be, right? And if she is 100%, of course, but that wasn't my question. My question was, if she can play, but is not 100%, do we Rutgers or do we rest for ISU? That was my question. Now, in my opinion, if she's not 100% healthy, although she can play, I would not play her in that Rutgers game. Rutgers is a very aggressive team. Not a smart idea to do that, if that's the case. I'll take, if it means I get a loss, hopefully the girls can do what they do and it'll be fine. But I'll take that. The only reason why I say that is because chit chat is way more important. If she gets hit again too early, she is out for a way longer time.
Yeah.
I would much rather her be 100% and we play ISU, because even after ISU, you've got Lindenwood. I don't give a damn what she does in that game. Right? She can play around with it a little bit, get her feelings back before we hit UConn scenario. We're thinking long game here. So my mindset, if we're playing with head injuries of sort of whatever upper body, whatever the heck they called it, I would much rather her 100%, because playing at Rutgers is a dogfight because of how, just in general, how they play. They've always been that kind of aggressive. Everything is hard fought. Like that's just how they are. I wouldn't want to risk that. Again, I hope that she is almost there so that she has the time to get on the court and get herself moving. But if she's cutting it close, don't do that.
Yeah, if she is not 100% and that gives her greater risk of re-injury, re-aggravation, or another concussion, yes, sit her. I guess what I'm saying is, like, if she's basically 100% and the risk of her getting reconcussed is the same as if she waits to play in Ames, I'm just saying that Rutgers game is still important. It's a conference game. It's on the road. And so, like, go win that game. And also, I'd like to get her back before that trip to Ames. I think most people, including myself, would say it doesn't mean they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance or they can't. But there's not a great chance they're going to beat UConn regardless. So if it were UConn, I might even be more so like, yeah, rest her, because I don't want her to get beat up before more of a winnable resume building potential win against Iowa State. But yeah, I certainly, they've said, this is what Jan said on was it Tuesday or Monday during her press conference on Zoom. She said that Chit Chat is dealing with head, neck, back, and shoulder issues or something like that. So people's reaction on Twitter was, "What, you get hit by a car or something?"
Listen, if you guys go back to that game, it is a bang bang play. I promise you. On the defensive end, she gets slammed by a screen. I'm talking boom, hits the floor immediately, and was a little slow to get up. She got the outlet pass. We went down on offense, and then that's when the other thing happened. So I think, honestly speaking, it probably is that. She probably jarred her back on the screen. And then with the other thing, whatever the heck that was just a weird-looking play in general. Everything else kind of got itself kind of messed up in general. So I think anytime you're messing with back and neck and shoulders, it takes forever for whatever reason. So I'm not surprised. I just don't want to risk that because we need her. So if we bring her back too fast, she may be out longer. I don't want to do that.
Well, and you're never going to catch me arguing against Kachine. So I take Kashine's side. I agree now. Changed my mind.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else, Christy?
No, that's all. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. And now we're on to Merry Christmas season. So
hey,
appreciate that, Christy. You have a good one.
Right. You too. Bye.
All right. We'll go to our next caller here in a second. Yeah, Christy was just saying that in good fun, but I did. You and I were talking earlier, Kachine. I've been told that I cannot debate you or argue with you or disagree with you on anything. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best the rest of the year to never disagree with you on anything.
That's no fun.
Okay. Anyways, before we go to our next caller, which I know they've been waiting on hold for a while, let's go to our super chat from Bo. He says this experience of the bench and time without chit chat will make the difference in games later this season. Team is really growing up, and that's kind of what I said as well.
I agree, Bo.
With Bo on this, it will help everybody grow up, but you just want her back. Now, this is the stretch. Now they can beat Fairfield without her. I think they can beat Rutgers without her because they beat Baylor and Miami on a neutral. So can you go up to Piscataway and beat? But it's going to be a struggle. They're going to need ball handling from here on out. Better ball handling. Even though they have Taylor Strimler, who's got great handles, they need somebody who's a general. And, you need more depth as well because, as we saw today, they get in trouble. They don't have other pieces. Unfortunately, Kenise Johnson has been dealing with injuries her whole career. Apparently, she's not ready to go. Thankfully, thank your lucky stars, they do have Callie, who it appears can at least come in there and spell some minutes, similar to what Austin Ash did for Iowa when they needed some guard help, Fran's teams. He could at least be in there, not be too big of a liability on defense, hit a three if necessary. And I think that's what they've got with Callie Levine. And then VMS says, thank you for keeping me company on my drive home. Please be careful, VMS, if you're driving. The roads are wicked. They are absolutely wicked out there right now. So VMS, be careful. Thank you.
Let us know when you get home.
Yeah, let us know when you get home. I had to do that the other day home from Lincoln. So, and then Lemansky with the super chat. I treasure debating Cash Mama like Corey prepared to lose.
I love a good debate.
Unless it's 1 o'clock in the morning, because the other day you were getting.
I ain't got a good debate. That was too much. It was a lot going on. Because that was insane. Anyways.
Well, hey, Amanda's here in the chat. She says, let's have another debate. Which team struggles most without their star? The Iowa men without Sturts or the Iowa State women without Crooks? We're not going down that road. But I'll have an answer to that once Crooks play.
Okay. That's funny.
So, all right, let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hi, this is Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, guys. How you doing? I love the show. I'm just really happy we're 8-0. I'm happy for Jan because she's filling in some shoes left by Lisa Bluta. And I think this is a big confident boost for her to be 8-0. So I want to start with that because I think that's really excellent. And I'm happy for Jan. Next thing is I thought Ava was super duper today. I mean, these double doubles she's getting, and she looks tough inside, and we needed height. And I think she's providing that, since we lost a lot of centers, over the years. So, Ava's picking up being aggressive in there. She's getting in there, the boxing out. She's looking sharp to me. When Chit Chat and Rodriguez comes back, I think that's going to add a lot of speed to the team. And, if we can get some fast break in, but, like I said, chit chat, that looked pretty nasty, the injury that she had. So I hope they don't rush her back. I don't think they will, because there's protocol for concussion and all that. And that was a nasty spill. Like there's 3 injuries on there at least. But when she and Rodriguez come back, I think they might work good together. And Strimbo, I thought she looked strong today. She looks confident. She can move the ball and shooting was good. So it was a good game.
It
nice
sure
win.
was. Are you still not going to the game against UConn?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
I'm going to keep on you about that because I want you.
I know you are. But no.
Brooklyn, New York. So
Not
again,
gonna
we
make
determined that's got to be the Barclays Center, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's
MSG.
not far. It's only about 6 subway stops away from my house in Sheepshead Bay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the seats that are left for that game are really lousy anyway.
Okay. How far is Piscataway?
I don't know if Piscataway is maybe a 2-hour drive with traffic from Brooklyn. Okay. I would rather do that than go to the Barclays Center.
I was going to say that would be if you're a Hawkeye fan and you're out living in the East Coast like Annie, consider going to Piscataway because those small gyms, Kachine, I know Rutgers wasn't in the league when you played at Iowa, but those small gyms like a Knapp Center, like a McLeod Center, or like whatever what's that? I don't even remember what the arena is. It's called I don't know. Who cares? Piscataway. It's like a little high school gym, and it's a fun environment. So if you're out there, wouldn't it be cool if you could get Hawkeye fans fill up half of that? I don't think that'll probably happen, but it would be neat.
I'm going to have to wear a hat like you're wearing, though, Corey.
Yeah. You like the script. This is the script.
I really like that. I mean, it just jumps right at you. You can't miss that. It's nice and shiny.
That'll stand out on the Big Ten Network. So what channel is that game against? It's on FS1, this game on next Saturday against Rutgers.
I have the FS1. That's in my package, too.
Yeah.
But we definitely have enough Hawkeye clothes, T-shirts, hats. We got it. My husband's originally from Iowa. That's how I became an Iowa fan. Okay. I met him in college.
Well, good for you.
I went to college in Iowa.
Good for you for being a convert.
Yeah, I got recruited for softball when I was playing ball here in Brooklyn, and I ended up in a small college in a town called Lamar's near Sioux City.
Yeah.
It was Westmore College.
Absolutely.
And that's how this all started. But anyway. Hey, Kachine, do you remember I saw a bobblehead? I was out in Des Moines. I still have friends that I keep in touch with in college. And I have a very close friend I went to college with, and she lives in Grimes near Des Moines. So she took me to this, it's kind of like an antique kind of use where people donate stuff. And there were 2 bobbleheads with Kachine. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to your Instagram. I know you got it.
Yep.
That was awesome. I was so happy to see that. I know you were such a great ball player at the time.
How do we get bobbleheads made? Can I get some bobbleheads made?
They have a bobblehead of Kachine in Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
And I was so impressed by that. Because I get back to Iowa a lot. I have family there. My in-laws live there, and I have college friends I keep in touch with. So just wanted to pass that along. I was very impressed to see that bobblehead. That means you're officially a star. Come on, Kachine.
Kachine's got a picture of the bobblehead.
That's an honor when a bobblehead is made.
You see it?
Oh, yeah, I sent you that picture. That's
yes,
right.
you did.
You go, girl. I sent you that picture.
I still have these, actually.
Nice showcase. It was inside a really nice showcase that was displayed really well, very professionally, and I was so impressed.
$8.95, anybody? There's a bunch of them, men's and women's.
Where do you buy them?
Wherever she was at. I don't know where she
was the one. I took a picture of the front and the back. It was very impressive. I just said, wow, I got to send this to your Instagram. I thought you got it.
Annie, you need to send it to mine as well so that I can. Grimes is a 20-minute drive for me, so.
Oh, really? Yeah, I get to Grimes a lot. I have a really close college friend that ended up retiring in a brand new house in a complex in Grimes.
Yeah.
And I get out there quite a bit. It's beautiful where she lives.
Send that.
I get to Lamar's a lot.
What is it called? You put it in here, Annie. You put it in here. It's Brass Armadillo Antique Mall.
Is it the Brass Armadillo?
Oh, yeah. I took their card. I took their business card when I left so I could remember the place.
Yeah, I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, it's quite a place.
Yeah.
It's amazing, the stuff they have. Have you ever been there, Corey?
I know all about Brass. They have
about it?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how big of a chain they are, but
you could spend a whole afternoon there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a baby boomer, so a lot of the stuff they had in there, went way back into my childhood.
Vintage stuff, absolutely.
vintage stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, I just hope the Hawks can continue this 8-0 run because I'm loving it. And when the injuries with Chit Chat and Rodriguez, I think that'll add some speed and it'll get exciting.
Absolutely. This is going to be a fun year.
Yeah.
It already is.
Yeah, I think so too.
So,
I think so too. Well, nice to talk to you guys.
thank you, Annie.
And I love the show. And let's go Hawks.
Okay, go Hawks. We'll talk
Bye,
to you.
Annie.
All right. Looks like Tyler jumped off. Tyler was with us. We were going to get to Tyler. Go ahead, Kachine.
Crazy thing. Rutgers is playing St. Peter's.
Yes.
At Rutgers. It is 39-31, end of the third quarter.
Is Rutgers up?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
if we are not playing a zone, I don't know what we're doing.
So in other words,
or make this scenario, but you gotta have some zone in there.
So in other words, you're telling me you believe Rutgers can't shoot.
That's exactly what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that if it's going to be a lower scoring game, I mean, usually it's harder to shoot.
Probably.
Although it typically you always hear it's easier to shoot on the road if it's a smaller gym, right? It's probably more of a shooter's gym.
I like the smaller gyms for shooters gyms. Shooters gyms are more smaller. The bigger ones are the hard ones to shoot in.
Yeah. What's going on with Mulaney? I'm not sure on the injury. I don't believe they had a designation as to
Tonsils.
what. That's still the tonsil thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Well,
it was not listed today on the injury report, whereas Emily's was listed as. What was hers listed as? Why do I not remember what hers was listed as?
Back.
Yeah, hers is back. Dan says that Tegan still has some residual effects from getting her tonsils removed, I guess. She must have been having some serious issues with those tonsils in order to get them removed during the season.
Absolutely.
It's Jersey Mike's Arena, apparently, is what it's called. So, yeah. And I'm just seeing we're going to try to wrap this thing up with our last two callers. But let me just see if there was. Yeah, Lemansky had the super chat here. Jan's post-game mention on Chit Chat. Protocol and careful, my opinion, is concussion. So she's not saying that verbatim.
Protocol, absolutely.
Lemansky, thank you for that super chat. And I've of course not listened to Jan's press conference yet. Mystery Machine 353 says he thinks Iowa can beat UConn. So
okay,
I'll take that. Steve says that I was just sleep deprived. My opinion on Sturts and the Clark debate was just because of sleep deprivation. So I was sleep deprived. Sure. I was definitely sleep deprived. And then let's see here. Joe, this comment I wanted to get to says, by not developing Addy Deal better, they're simply trading early victories for later losses.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either, because what reason do we have to believe that they're not developing Addy better? What more can they do? You're not there at practice. We're not there at practice. I'm sure they've done everything they can to help her along, but you don't just play somebody. I don't believe that you play somebody who is behind the players in front of them just because they're young and have a lot of potential. Now, if we've talked about this, like Coach Patterson has said during his coaching career at Western Illinois and at Iowa, if you have an older player and a younger player who are neck and neck, basically performing on the same level in practice, play the younger guy because he's got more room for growth and potential. But that's not what's happening right now. To me, they're playing Addy Deal the amount of minutes that she's shown she deserves. Now, I'm not there at practice, but Kachine, is there anything else you can make of this comment from Joe?
No, you said it. You said it great.
Julie says, did Stuelke start the game with the right hand in tape, or did that happen during the game? They showed her during warmups, apparently, because Big Ten Network did flash to warmups. I didn't get a good look at the hand, but that was what was implied, what was stated, I should say. And this commenter says, Hannah plays too cool, like she's over college. And Dan says, I love Hannah, but she has known what she has to improve on since her first year. She has not. We saw big improvements from Gustafson, Sonano, O'Grady, and now Ava. It might be a Hannah issue. So people are being rough on Hannah right now. Janet says Hannah was great because Caitlin made her great with her passes, Hannah with her rim running. I love all Iowa players, but I think Journey is just impacting more. What is your opinion? Man, there's a lot of frustrated Hawkeye fans with Hannah Stuelke. I mean, I acknowledged early in the show she missed bunnies today. I wish she had better touch around the rim, but there's also been plenty of games where we've been praising her, and she does have that unique ability to run from one end of the floor to the other like no one else. And she is a very good athlete. One of their two best athletes. I think it's either her or Emily Rodriguez. Just pure athleticism. So
the offense doesn't suit Hannah, unfortunately.
Off this offense or just offense in general?
The offense. But
it suit. You're telling me
Hannah's a runner. That's what she does.
Well, can they get back to some of that with chit chat?
I hope they've got to get it going. It's the only way you can make Hannah extremely effective the way she was. The problem is that we are now a half-court team. Hannah's not really a half-court player. So that's what's happening.
All right, let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, I listen to you guys quite a bit, and I have to say I'm really, really disappointed. I just cannot believe that no one ever points out that Jan Jensen is probably the best dressed coach in the United States.
I had no idea where you were going with that comment. Sir, but I'm not a fashion person. Kachine, you want to comment on Jan Jensen's fashion because you're never going to get a comment out of me.
That would not be my opinion, but she's very well dressed. The best dressed, I don't know about that.
The only thing I know is Kachine and Snuggies go hand in hand. That's the only thing I'm going to say.
100%.
And the script, Iowa is the best Iowa. That's all I can say about fashion.
Jan not only represents Iowa, she is Iowa. She looks good out there, looks like a coach. She looks professional, and she knows what the heck she's doing.
She sure does.
Impressed the living dogs out of me. Anyway, that's it. See you guys later.
Thank you for the call, sir. Yeah, I did not expect that call to go that direction, but yeah, she does carry herself like a coach, and let me just say this about Jan, not that Lisa was not, but Jan is so good with the media, takes the time to talk with everybody. She's a legitimate, nice, good person. Just like people would say the same thing about Kirk. Jan is a legitimately good person, right? And you coach you played for. So, J.M. Ramsey says in the chat that he or she feels sorry for Hannah. They used her for 3 years and now have no place for her. Oof, that's rough. To me, people are being a little harsh on Hannah in the chat. I'm gonna just say that right now. I mean, everybody has a right to their opinion. People have said I'm too hard on people at times. So I would disagree with that. Hawk in Vegas says, I've missed news on Rodriguez. Is she injured? What's the injury? It's the back. We talked about that. The between the legs from that was from Taylor. So it was Taylor to Taylor. Big Grove's big play of the day. Taylor Strimlow's between the legs assist to Taylor McCabe for the 3-pointer at the 8:38 mark in the second quarter. And this is as Iowa was pushing back. Because remember, Kachine, Iowa got that 5-0 start, and then Fairfield went on like a 14-2 run. They get up by double figures or close to it, and this was the pushback, and Iowa never really looked back. And I guess no pun intended on that, because Taylor Strimlow did not look back on her between the legs assist to Taylor McCabe. Didn't you say something? You sent me a message during this game about the offense being stagnant, and I said stagnant, no pun intended. What are all these?
It was staggering screens. But
staggering screen. They're playing the Stags. So anyways, yeah, we're just fun. I'm hilarious. So Big Rose big play today, Taylor Strimlow to Taylor McCabe. And RTI Threads player of the game, Ava Hayden with 18 points, 6 of 8 from the line, 16 points, 4 assists. It was a close battle here for this award between her and Kylie Feuerbach. But boy, hard to turn down 18 and 16. And Cash has gone on the record today and said she thinks there will be a 20-20 game at some point this year.
I do.
From Ava Hayden. So we'll wait for that one. Let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hi, can you hear me, guys?
We got you.
Yep.
Okay. I'll give you my observations, then I'll hang up and listen to you two experts go through it. Here's what I see. I see Kylie, Strimlaw, and Addie at the beginning. Sometimes they get out of control and they force stuff, and they're reckless as heck. And half of our turnovers are just when they get going too fast. They just slowed up a little bit. That's one thing I give Addie credit for. I think she can actually slow down and let the game come to her a little bit. But here's the biggest thing on Hannah. when Lisa was there too, they have a hell of a hard time trying to figure out how they're going to play 2 bigs when it kills the offense. I don't give a shit. When they played 1 in and 4 out, Hannah's best at 5, period. But then what do you do with her? I mean, if she refuses to take a shot from the elbow when she's wide open, and actually turns her back to the basket, which is wide open, to get rid of it, it tells her the kid has no confidence in her shot. She doesn't want to take it. So either she's got to develop herself and be able to shoot from the elbow, or they're going to have to play her at the 5 and switch her a little bit.
With all due respect to with all due respect to Hannah Stuelke, there's no developing anything at this point. Am I wrong on that, Kachine? She is what she is at this level. We've waited 4 years. She is what she is.
Your jump shot.
Well, how? How is she gonna? How is she?
Not during the season. That's likelihood it's not happening during the season.
She's been here 4 years. We've been saying that for 4 years. I mean, if the jump,
then you got to play her at the center.
Well, you can't play her at the center position because you're arguably your leading scorer right now is the center. So
no, wait. Listen to what I'm saying though. When she's in other words, you can switch her and Ava all the time. Because one thing Cash is right on the outlet passes. Ava hangs onto the ball like it's like glued to her hand, tucks down almost so she doesn't get the outlet pass out. We don't get any fast break on. But when you have them both in there, you've taken the shooter off the floor. And just like 2 years ago, who we had the great big really slow girl, they're trying to figure out how her and Addie and Hannah might be able to play together. They couldn't. It took them a third of the season to figure out they were playing with fool's gold, playing Addie and Hannah at the same time. It doesn't work. It became a traffic jam and pointed out the weakness of our wings versus their strength. Our wings can drive and shoot, but if it's clogged up inside, that's not an option.
So you're telling me.
So you wait and see this year, you'll see them go into these shooting slumps because they lack a shooter on the floor.
So are you?
And pretty soon people just back off, double team Ava, and you're gonna have a cluster muck like you had earlier today.
So are you implying, just to confirm? I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. You're saying play Ava at the 5, play Hannah at the 5, play Ava at the 4.
You can try that. She at least can shoot it from the elbow. But I still think playing them both together at the same time clogs it all up.
Well, I think the best.
When you watch it, it gets clogged.
I think the best bet, because we have seen flashes of Hannah early on this year of being able to stretch the floor, but she's, like I said to Kachine earlier, when the tough gets going, you end up defaulting back to what you're most comfortable with. So I don't know that it's a matter of developing, or it's a matter of confidence. And, during these difficult games, these tough games, of her a confidence and translating that to actually being willing to shoot from the mid-range or from 3. I don't know that I would throw in the flag. I don't want to just say, well, commit her to the 5 because she can't shoot.
Corey, wait till the Big Ten plays, and you're going to see defense actually being played. And when they take away Hannah on the outside and double team Ava on the inside, then your wings can't drive because it's all clogged up. It's a damn traffic jam. Here's what I'd really like to see them do. They're deep enough. They could full court press. They could trap a lot more in half court because they have the athletes. And I really can't tell that much difference between the players off the bench and the players that are starting. That's what's so hard for Jan right now. You got a lot of people playing kind of pretty equal, especially with Houston coming in. And she reminds me like of a Sid. She just does the dog shit. She gets the rebound. She has great passes. You talk about a freshman, let the game come to her. She doesn't rush anything. That kid plays with a certain confidence level of not a freshman. She doesn't make mistakes, and she takes her time. Anyway, that's kind of my take on it. I feel bad for Hannah because Hannah's the best at rim running. And it's just like it's the same thing that happened last year. You wait and see. It's going to get all clogged up again, and sooner or later they're going to have to make a decision on what to do.
Well, appreciate the call, sir. We'll get
Kachine's
take.
Correctly.
Yep. We'll get Kachine's take on that. We appreciate you calling in.
All right, later, guys.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'll pick from the buffet there, Kachine.
Well, first of all, can I say I thoroughly enjoyed that caller. I really did. I thoroughly enjoyed him. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out where to start. It's so good. Okay, let's start with Hannah. I understand his point. I get it. It's where we're all comfortable having Hannah, and I understand. But we can't have her at the 5. Not to start. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. You also have your best player at the 5.
Right.
I am not putting Hannah at the 5 to benefit her. It's just not happening.
Ava can't. Ava can't shoot either. So let's not.
Ava can't shoot either. So that's not an option. But I do think, and I'm going to continue to say this, I do think that they need to look into Hannah at the 5 and Journey at the 4. I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, because at least that gives Hannah some normalcy of some sort in that aspect. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it again. And maybe the coaches also need to give Hannah a little bit more push. Hannah, shoot the damn ball. Go shoot it. Shoot it. At this point, give her some parameters so she knows it's okay to shoot it. In that sense, because she just doesn't seem like, it's like you've shot it before, shoot it again. The free throw line is not that hard. And if you don't like it, go after it and rebound it. It's okay. So I think for her that, unfortunately, we're in a situation because last year we had an O'Grady she wasn't our best player, but Ava is. So she's going to get as much minutes as she can stand and still be effective. But I do think, like I said, we need to play a little small ball at some point to get Hannah some reps at the 5 and then Journey at the 4. And Layla will fill in where she can in that scenario. But like I said before, this offense, the way it is built right now, is not built for Hannah at the 4. We have to get the ball out and run for Hannah to be effective, because it's almost like her energy level is down because she's a gazelle. This is what she was so good at, and she's just not running the floor.
Let's just wait to see what will happen once Chit Chat's back. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
but Chit Chat was there before, and she still wasn't running.
But it was also the first few games. All these players trying to mesh. Let's just see what can happen if they can.
Agree. I hope that the only thing is with Chit Chat or without Chit Chat, you still got to get the ball to her. And I do think we still have a little bit of an issue with these post outlet pass. We do. It sticks like glue. And maybe Chit Chat is more authoritative in the sense of she's demanding it. I'm not sure, but our post players have got to get the ball out of their hands and get the ball out so we can start our break. Because they're not making a pass to Hannah rim running, but if the guards don't have the ball, it's kind of irrelevant. And our coaches need to be on Hannah's ass. If you are not running the floor, you're coming out. Simple. If you are not running the floor, you are out. And if our guards don't get you the ball because you're running the floor, then I'm on their behind. Because at this point, something's got to give. We can't just sit here and say that's what 10, 15 points right there with her running the floor. We know this for a fact that we're not taking advantage of. So everybody's getting it at that point. Outlet, get the ball out. Guards, look up the floor. Hannah, you got to run. And if you're not doing your job, I got somebody else who wants to do it. Just like the caller said, some of them are even level. So who's going to get me what I want at the end of the day? As a coach, that is.
Yeah, this comment. So Ralna says, I can't believe people dumping on players. This format just opens that door. I mean, this format, we're having conversations. So, yeah, I mean, like, people can have whatever opinions we want, but we're also first of all, we're deferring to someone who played the game at this level in Kachine Alexander. So if you just don't want to hear critical comments, that's fine. But I don't think anything that's being said is inappropriate.
Yeah, I'm not saying bench Hannah. I'm not saying we give up on Hannah. I'm not saying any of that. I am saying, how do we get the best out of Hannah? How do we get 2-time NC player Hannah? How do we get Big Ten, all Big Ten Hannah player of the week? How do we get that? That's what I want. So let's figure out how we get that. And that's my opinion on how I feel like we can best get that.
Basketball fan for CC says, agree, Kachine, about Hannah. Fans are remembering the Caitlin Clark years. It's never going to be that good for Hannah. Again, she's still a great player in my own opinion. By the way, she's had two. I know she was hurt a little bit last year preseason, but this was, I mean, we've been saying this for a long time. This was her money year. That's why when I think we're overreacting a little bit too much too early because of the situation with Chit Chat being out and with Emily being out. That helps your offense move a little faster. And then the other factor here is, you know, we're seeing Ava play really well right now, and that's taking some of the attention away from Hannah. Hannah missed bunnies today. That doesn't rub people the right way. And I just think since we saw some flashes early in the year, and now we're dealing with Chit Chat and Emily being out, just wait and just see, especially like against Iowa State, because I haven't watched a ton of Iowa State, but man, I'd be running that Audie girl left, right, up, down. I'd be running her. That's one thing I would be able to. I would be able to do that against Audie. I'd be running her ragged, because who's guarding Audie? That was a question in our chat.
Ava.
Okay, so if Ava's guarding Audie, who does Hannah match up against, and who guards Addie Brown?
I have no idea. I gotta go look. But I think Ava's definitely guarding Audie Crooks. Audie is definitely guarding her. I think that is something. If I'm Coach Jay, I am rolling my post players like this. We're gonna wear that girl out. You got Layla Hayes, you got Ava, you got Hannah, and you got Journey, right? You got all these people right here. Wear her out. It's like hockey substitution at this point. Everybody in, out, because I want to run. Audie Crook's gonna have to figure something out. She's gonna be tired by the time she's done with us. And then what does that force? It forces now, if Ava's running like a bat out of hell, right? It forces the guards to now have to converge to the rim runner, which leaves who open? Taylor McCabe and other people, because that girl is always down there. She ain't rebounding at all, but she down there. So that's okay. It leaves those shooters open for three. If Hannah's running, things like that, and some people may not want to leave Taylor, so we get a wide open rim one. It should be like clockwork. Like, boom, she's just a little tired. Out, go. Like, it should be like that because you want to wear her out. Without Audie Crooks, who are they? So there's two ways to beat a player like that. Wear her out or put her on the bench because of foul trouble. I'll take both, personally speaking. Either one works. So if Ava can get down there and do her thing, put her in foul trouble, beautiful. Otherwise, if you are not running, you are sitting on the bench because you're telling me you're tired. So that's my opinion on it. But Ava is definitely guarding her to start. It better be. Because Ava can't guard nobody else on the perimeter, so it doesn't have to.
Yeah, this question, do you think Stuelke could get the assignment because of her extra knowledge playing with Audie on Team USA?
No, because who's Ava going to guard? She ain't got nobody to guard.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening.
This is the frustration. Pierre Tampa brings this up. Monica Sonano didn't miss bunnies, but she also couldn't run like Hannah. That isn't that like the frustration, like for Hannah to be a WNBA player, which Monica Sonano was not. You just would. It's just like you have somebody who can run the floor as well as Hannah, who's as athletic as Hannah, but she struggles to finish around the rim. And then you have someone who's not as athletic.
When she's running.
Well, but if she's running or not running.
How many of those has she missed? When she's running the floor and she's getting a rim run, how many of those has Hannah missed? Like, not many, if I could ever think of any.
Yeah, they're also going to get to see Jada Williams, the guard that visited Iowa and then transferred to Iowa State. Dan wants to know, do you think the fast break is also struggling because we focused our defense on defense at first and practiced the offense with a new point guard with Chat's injury? Only so much time.
I can see that, Dan. Not going to lie to you. I can see that because you weren't focused on it. You were really focused on defensive things and things like that. So I can see that there's only so much time. So I could see that.
Steve says, Cash, I love your reactions to basically everything, even the times I would say you're wrong. Hawk in Vegas says, Jan, have any other 26 commits recruits besides McKenna? Well, now that Addison Bjorn is off the board and Jenica Lewis is off the board, I don't believe so, unless I'm just blanking on somebody, which I'm not in recruiting mode at this moment, but I don't believe so. Is it possible Journey Houston starts later in the season?
No.
But boy, she's maybe a great 6th or 7th option,
She's
right?
beautiful off the bench. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Kylie.
It's like Taylor Stremlow coming in off the bench is going to be fantastic.
Aren't air balls a head or mindset issue?
No, it's a leg, arm, other issue.
Free throws can be a mindset issue.
Now,
right?
free throws, yeah. Ain't nobody should be airballing free throws.
Is Iowa's defense the best Iowa State will have seen to that point?
I would have to look at what their schedule is for me to say that.
Iowa State has played Drake, UNI, St. Thomas, Minnesota, Southern, Sacred Heart, Valpo, Norfolk State, Mercyhurst, Indiana, and Marquette.
Yes.
Is Marquette any good?
No, I don't think so. I think they're average, if that.
So they've played a weaker schedule than Iowa has, without question.
Yes.
So, and then this comment, what will be the plan to stop Crooks? I think we kind of outlined that earlier with Ava. That's the thing, though. Audie's also going to get Ava in foul trouble. So,
well, let's pray and hope not. But if she does, we got backups. Heck, we got 3 of them if need be. Jake says that he still thinks of you every time he hears "Teach me how to Dougie." Is this from your days? Did you do this? It was in a newspaper. They did a special on me. I don't know if it was senior or junior year. It was about going dancing in March. Okay. And the whole thing was about "Teach me how to Dougie" because at the time that was on my jam. So yeah. You played during, and literally in the newspaper, I'm doing this. You played. Do you remember the Jimmer Fredette? Because you were playing during yes time period as well. Did you ever get to meet Jimmer? Mm-mm. Okay. All right. Let's see here. And then Wishbone, for being a 6-year senior, why does Feuerbach turn the ball over so much? Did she turn the ball over a lot today? She had 3 or 4 turnovers. I can't remember. Feuerbach had 3 turnovers. Yeah. I mean, 1 to 3 assist to turnover, probably not a great number. No. But she's not a great ball handler. She's okay. Yeah. Rachel wants to know what you thought of substitutions today. The only thing I would say is I wish she would have went small ball, personally. Just my only opinion. I think I would have liked to see her go Hannah at the 5 and Journey at the 4. It looked to me like Jan was just trying to take advantage of the natural height. I get that. When Ava is out, I'm not talking about in replace of Ava. Okay. I mean, when Ava goes out, I would have liked that rotation. Dan, thank you for reminding everybody, hit that like button, the thumbs up button, please, on your way out, folks. Please do that. It takes 2 seconds and certainly helps us in the algorithm. Our RTI Threads player of the game, Ava Hayden, 18 points, 16. Excuse me, that says point. That's what keeps throwing me off. This banner has been saying 18 points and 16 points this entire time. So here's a corrected graphic. 18 points, 16 boards, 4 assists, and Big Grove's big play of the day, that nifty between the legs pass to Taylor McCabe for the 3-point make as the Iowa Hawkeyes defeat the Stags. How would you like to be known as a stag? No, thanks. I like their colors, but no. That's a good program. Probably an NCAA tournament team that Iowa beat today. Kachine, 1,000%. They are winning their conference. Folks, before you wind down for the day, be sure you go over to RTI Threads and browse a little bit. Support the great athletes and this company that has helped make all the coverage here from the Hawkeye of the Storm happen for so long. You see Jacob Gill. He's got a apparel line here. Same with Aaron Graves. Hey, he just had a baby, Kachine. Aaron Graves had a baby and then flew over to Lincoln for the game against the Cornhuskers. So congratulations. Yeah. Can you imagine? Fun. Can you imagine having a child during college? Well, me having a child and Aaron Graves having a child is 2 different things. Yeah, well, no, I know, but I'm saying, well, wait. What does that mean? What are you talking about? Aaron Graves is a man, right? I'm not talking about physically birthing the child. No, that matters. Like, hey, I can, fly to the game on the date of the birth or after the birth and be totally fine. That doesn't work that way. Why did I could not imagine having a whole kid like that. That's insane. Let's forget the whole thing. Even if you had it during the off season, having to take care of a kid and have practice and all that. That's absolutely what I'm saying. Not. No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Regardless, I think his girlfriend is, I'm assuming wife. I think actually wife. I think they got married. Nice. He was one of like 3 guys that got married. So I can't comment on that. That's another thing I've been ripped for. Somebody ripped me the other day because I made a comment about Addie Deal dating Jimmy Sullivan. I'm sorry. She's got a public social media. And if you post about it, people are going to see it. That's not a personal life anymore. If you've got a public
it is a personal life, but you also got a public page and you're showing it to everybody. So I don't know if they're still dating. I don't care, but that comment was made the other day. So anyways, all right, folks, the Hawkeye women defeating Fairfield 86-72. We'll be back next Saturday. Iowa versus who? Who am I drawing a blank on? Iowa Rutgers next Saturday out in Piscataway. It's a night game. Or I should say a primetime matchup between the Scarlet Knights and the Hawkeyes. So we'll have coverage there. And, of course, the Iowa men open Big Ten play Tuesday. I do not believe we're not going to have a post-game show Tuesday. So just a heads up on this scheduling conflict Tuesday. So we'll have some coverage here, but no live post-game Tuesday following the men's game against Michigan State. But, of course, keep it
excited for that
around the clock. You excited for that one? Iowa, Michigan State men's basketball?
I am.
I don't know that I am. I mean, I am, but I'm also like, man, this gets from not 0 to 60 because they did just beat, two decent teams.
No, it's 0 to 60.
Yeah, Michigan State's really good, and they're going to East Lansing.
I can't wait. I just want to see what they're made of. Of course, I would love them to win. Don't get me wrong. But I just want to see what the future is for the program. And for me, a game like this, it gives me glimpses deep into what is important. Because usually when you have a new team and a new coach, in these types of games coming up, you will be able to see what is important to the coach.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'll tell you what, the Big Ten, man, it's loaded, Cash. On the men's side, it's like the reverse of what women's basketball has been. Like, I think women's is down a little bit because I think Indiana's down. I even think, USC, UCLA may not be collectively quite as dominant as they have been. But, man, the men, Michigan is ridiculous. I mean, this past week, they're ranked 7th. They've gotten wins over. They've gotten
blowout.
TCU on the road. They got a win against Wake. They beat San Diego State by 40. They beat a ranked Auburn team by 30, and they beat a 12th ranked Gonzaga team by 40. They've got 2 40-point wins in a row over ranked teams. That's crazy.
So happy for Dusty May. I love him.
You like Dusty May? Why do you like Dusty?
I love Dusty. Well, I know him. I used to coach at Florida Atlantic when he was coaching there. I love him.
Okay.
Hands down. He is a fantastic coach. I knew when they hired him in Michigan, I was like, oh, yeah, that might have been the best decision they made.
And then Michigan State, they've got wins against Arkansas, who is top 15. Kentucky, who was top 15. It's a 17-point win. A blowout victory over a top 16 North Carolina team.
I got to see when they play each other. I got to see when Michigan State play Michigan because that game, I got to be tuned in. Woo!
And let's see, who am I missing? Obviously, Indiana's ranked. Purdue's number 1 in the country. UCLA's ranked. Illinois is ranked. And then you got a slew of other teams that one or no losses. Nebraska's flying under the radar. They may be better than people think. They got to win against Oklahoma. Got to win against Kansas State. So yeah, the Big Ten men's basketball league is stacked this year. So this should be a fun year. So, folks, tune in all week long. We'll have live coverage on Tuesday. Myself, Mark Rogers, over at our sister channel, Iowa Football, at the Voice of College Football. Kachine, thank you for being here on a Sunday. And we'll get a little bit of a reprieve here, and then we'll be back next weekend.
All righty.
All right, folks, for Cash Alexander, my name's Corey.
Join Discord.
Join the Discord. Discord. Kachine's in the Discord, folks. It's on the bottom ticker.
And they have been answering questions.
Yep. Send in your donation. Join the Discord, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. It's all linked in our description. Have a great day.